In the last tutorial, I was putting together a program that is starting to look quite a bit like Notepad just for fun, where I'm starting to use some menu devices, which is really what the upcoming chapter is about. We're going to start to experiment with some new controls that we've never seen before. So at this point, I've got a program that looks like Notepad, and I've got the open button working. I should have the save as button working. My exit works. I've even got something for a help button which displays a message which says this program was created by. The only thing I really don't have is the new button. So if I double click here, in my mind the only thing the new button does is it just clears off the text box, isn't it? So let's just clear off the text box. How am I going to clear off the text box? Text box 1 dot text is equal to quote quote, or if you would prefer the new one we were talking about the other day, which is text box 1 dot clear. You can do it either way. Doesn't matter. Just for fun, I'll use this new one that we were talking about the other day. At this particular point, I believe the program is complete. There's some other things we could do that would add a few bells and whistles. If I go to here and I just type something in, I'll say, this is what I am saving to file. Now I think you could picture if I wanted to change the font, I could add a menu item and actually change it with the properties, so that'd be easy enough to do. I'm going to go to File. I'll save this as, let me save it into my Krumm directory. I'll put it into my Visual Basic folder. I'll put it into Chapter 8 and I'll say my.text and I'll say save. Now if I go to File, I think you can see that when I hit New, I clear off the screen. I'm ready to make a new file. Now I can go to Open. I should be able to open up my.text and bingo, we're in. You see it behaves in almost every respect as Notepad does. Notepad is really such a simple program in so many respects. We could actually make it in just a few periods if we wanted to make it in its entirety. Yes? It would be a lot more difficult, definitely, than what I'm dealing with. If there's any hope, the question was, can I get this to display graphics and documents as I do in Microsoft Word? Your only chance for doing that would be, if you really are excited about what I'm doing here, there is an object which is called a Richland Text Box. And this allows you to open up the Richland text format, and you can do things within a document like change the font for a little bit here and just do all kinds of things. Its size, the type of font that you've got, whether it's bold or not. I have had students in the past that have created their entire programming language, a whole new programming language that never even existed before, and get it to do color coding and everything else just like you see in Visual Basic right here. And then you run this program and it runs whatever code that you write in the window. It'll actually execute that. So I would believe that if anything were to allow you to load pictures and everything else, probably the Richland Text Box would do it, but obviously that's sort of beyond the scope of what we're doing here. So anyway, yeah, there's just all kinds of really cool things that you could do here. I wouldn't even doubt that if you right-clicked here and you went to choose items, you might even find an item which was a Microsoft Word item that might allow you to read the entire document just as is. We're talking about within the field of Visual Basic, there's just so many tools that are available that you will never probably even know what those tools are. At this particular point, I am satisfied with the program that I've got here, and I'd like to move on to the next tutorial.